Educators' Mindset in Success, Rethinking School Curriculum. If intelligence were truly fixed and unchangeable, then how do people who struggle early in life go on to achieve extraordinary things? If abilities were set in stone, then wouldn't every student's future be predictable from an early age? Yet time and again, we see that those who persist, adapt, and embrace challenges often surpass those who rely on innate talent alone. If we know that growth is possible, why do so many students, teachers, and even entire educational systems operate under the assumption that intelligence is limited? Isn't education itself proof that we are capable of learning, evolving, and becoming more than we were yesterday? But what happens when educators themselves hold a fixed mindset? If a teacher believes that some students are naturally smart while others just aren't good at math or don't have a way with words, does that belief not shape the way they teach, the way they assess, and the way they respond to struggle? If students sense that their teachers doubt their ability to improve, how likely are they to push through difficulties, embrace mistakes, and persist through challenges? When an educator operates from a fixed mindset, they do not just limit their own growth, they limit their students' potential as well. Emotional intelligence, EQ, plays a crucial role in whether a student develops a growth mindset or remains stuck in self-doubt. A child who is taught to reframe failure as feedback, to see mistakes as part of learning, and to value effort over perfection will develop the resilience to overcome setbacks and push forward. But what happens when students internalize shame and discouragement instead of resilience? If a student fails an exam and hears, "You're just not good at this subject," will they be motivated to try again? But if they hear, "You haven't mastered this yet, but look at how much progress you've made," won't they be far more likely to keep going? The way teachers frame learning, failure, and effort can be the deciding factor in whether a student gives up or keeps pushing forward. And what about educators themselves? How many teachers are afraid to innovate, afraid to adapt, afraid to embrace new methods? Because they have been conditioned to believe that they must always have the right answers. If teachers are not given the space to learn, fail, and grow themselves, how can they possibly model that mindset for their students? What if schools encouraged educators to embrace professional growth, to experiment with new techniques, to admit when they don't know something, and to approach teaching as a lifelong learning process? Wouldn't that create classrooms filled with curiosity, resilience, and an openness to learning rather than fear of failure? If students, teachers, and entire school systems continue to operate from a fixed mindset, then education itself becomes a mechanism for reinforcing limits rather than expanding potential. But what if we designed learning environments where failure was seen as part of the journey, where effort was valued as much as achievement, where teachers and students alike were encouraged to see every mistake as a step toward mastery? Wouldn't that create a world where more people dared to try, to grow, and to reach for something greater than they ever imagined possible? If we want true education reform, then the real question is this: are we raising students to fear failure, or are we teaching them to embrace challenges, persist through setbacks, and trust in their ability to improve? Because if we fail to instill a growth mindset, then we are not just failing our students, we are failing the very purpose of education itself.